Hey guys, Ryan here with Overclock PC. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit about this Fractal Design case that I was working with today. It's a mini ITX build. Pros and cons. Pros, it's incredibly tiny. It's pretty amazing if you want to fit it into a tight little spot or do something smaller. It's quite the amazing case. It's really fun to build in. It fit what I needed to do. The only thing I wish that would have been different is maybe if it come a little bit wider and then down a little bit. I had plenty of room over here to work with. When it came down to it, I wanted to use the AMD Prism Wraith cooler, and I was unable to because of height restrictions. So I had one just kicking around and I wanted to use it, but I was unable to. However, I'm actually pretty happy with the way the motherboard sits in here because I was allowed to see the RAM, and when I went with this RGB RAM, it really stands out in this case, and I mean, it's just incredibly clean. So I would honestly recommend it to anyone looking to do a mini ITX build, and you just kind of want to do it works really good for an APU build. You can go quite a bit bigger, just depends on what you want to do with your cooling and what you want to do with the case. If you're looking for case modifications, you can. I've seen videos, a couple people cut this out. I've seen water cooling done to them, put on the backside. It really just depends on what you want to do with it and how much fun you want to have with it. As far as the case goes, as it sits like this, completely unmodified, I can say that it has great ventilation. I'm seeing great temperatures on it. This specific one, I'm using 16 gigs of RAM with a Ryzen 2400G. The motherboard I'm using is an MSI, and the only thing I'm a little disappointed in with this mini ITX motherboard is it only lets me allocate 2 gigabytes of VRAM to the processor, and I kind of wish I was able to use 4. I bought 16 gigs of RAM for that so I could use 4, and I was unable to. Aside from that, the Wi-Fi's had great range. I've moved it around a little bit, try to see the range on the Wi-Fi on the motherboard. The motherboard does great that way. Boots up, it's very fast, it functions really well. I mean, all I can say about it is if you're looking for a mini ITX case, I would definitely recommend this. So to be a little bit more specific, I pulled out the box for the motherboard. It's this B450 board that I used for this 2400G. And like I said, I've used the board in 2 other computer builds, and I really have enjoyed it so far. Running it with the APU, that was my only problem with the VRAM. Now, I'm also getting a couple benchmarks running right here in the background. I'm going to show you guys the maximum temperatures and the minimum temperatures, kind of sitting around idle at 33, 35 Celsius. And I'm using the AMD Stealth Cooler right now. So for having a 2400G, it's at completely stock clocks, but for having a 2400G on a Stealth Cooler in a case this small, my ambient temperature of this room is sitting around 72, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. So I think the temperatures are fantastic for how small the cooler is, and I've seen a lot of reviews of people stress testing this cooler and going to town on it and seeing, just what the maximum temperatures they get out of benchmarks. I'm not really going to do that right now with this one because the person I built this for isn't really looking to do maxing out the processor, maxing out the gaming capacity on it. He's just kind of looking for something that was a little bit quicker, something that was going to last for a while, upgradable. And it being a 2400G, we're able to upgrade it and put a big graphics card in later and still have some capacity right there. So I'm just going to flip my camera here and show you guys. This is after a little bit of a stress test, and the maximum I hit was 60C. And that's just with that AMD Stealth Cooler right there. So all in all, I would say pretty impressive temperatures for what it is. Now, I wanted to get a little bit of the backside here so you guys could see. You have a little bit of ventilation sitting up here, and then you got an area down here where you can fit 220 millimeter fans quite nicely. And then, if you look at the front, you got your USBs right here, and you got your audio jacks right there, power buttons right there. I absolutely love this case. Incredibly easy to work with, all the ventilation up on the top there. I got to give it to Fractal Design for this. They really did an amazing job with this case. I will be definitely using more of their cases from here on out. guys, well, that's all I'm going to bug you today. If you liked the video, hit like and subscribe. Let's get growing with this channel so I can give you guys more reviews. Like I said, my goals, I'd like to be able to have a lot more inventory here to show you guys and be able to do more reviews for you guys, show you more benchmarking and stuff. This is just a small build. This is far from what's yet to come. So I mean, I will move it here in just a second. I will show you guys before the end of this video what I use, and we'll be diving into more of that kind of stuff later on. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe.